Hi everybody, so this is an information video detailing the steps that are necessary for digital sign-on and digital scrutineering in advance of 750 Motor Club race events in the 2020 season. So the first thing that we need is a copy of your race photo license. So we only need to see a copy of the front of the license. So a mobile phone photo will be more than sufficient. So please take a clear photo of the front of the license and email it through to us, but specifically please email it to Nicky. So that's NICKY at 750mc.co.uk. And in that email, please just attach a photo of the front of your license. And in the subject line, put race license, then your name, then the race license number. And please don't put anything else in the email. No inquiries or questions about race events. Please deal with those separately. Just the race license photo attached with that information in the subject line. Once you've done that, then what we do is we will log into the race entry portal as you'll be used to be doing to enter and pay and manage your bookings. And from there, we can go through the digital sign-on and scrutineering process. So log in as you normally would into our digital race entry portal. Before we actually do anything within the portal for signing on and scrutineering, it's going to ask some questions about your race kit and some equipment on your car. So now will be a good opportunity to pause the video and go and get your kit bag for the questions that will be required. But also you'll need to check on your car the expiry date for your race harness and also the last service date on your fire extinguisher. You're probably familiar with where to find these, but if not, there will be a tab sewn into the race harnesses themselves, which will have the expiry date of the harness, which you'll need for the scrutineering declaration. And the fire extinguisher should have a sticker of some sort on its main face, and it will have the last service date printed on it. So go and check these now and grab your kit bag. Depending on when it is that you are signing on and scrutineering online, the questions may be different, and the equipment we are looking for may have changed, but it will certainly be asking for the make and model and the standard printed on your helmet. It's normally quite easy to find. There should be a large sticker on the inside where you can find the information for the safety standard. The same goes for your hands device. We need the make and model, and you should be able to find the safety standard on it and on the tethers. If the online scrutineering declaration asks for additional race kit safety standards, these are normally found within the cuff of a pair of gloves, on the back of the collar of a race suit, and should be sewn into the tongue on your race boots. With all this information now to hand, I will hand you over to Anthony, who will explain the steps necessary in the portal for online sign-on and scrutineering.
Hello, my name's Anthony Marler. I work for RevUp, and we supply the software used by your motorsport club. This is a quick overview of the new sign-on functionality, and I'm just going to use this example screen to take you through the process. You should be familiar with this generic looking screen. It may look slightly different for your club, but the basis will be the same. There is a new button now, Sign On. If you click on Sign On, you'll notice that the layout changes. We will gradually be moving over the full form to this new layout, but initially it's just for Sign On, such that if you clicked on Book, for example, you'd go back to the regular form that you're used to. So let's go into Sign On. Up will appear a range of meetings which you have booked and paid for. As per Motorsport UK recommendations, you'll only be able to sign on for a meeting up to 7 days prior to that meeting. Hence, in this example, I can only sign on to the one on the 4th of July. Click on the sign on button, and up now will appear the regular declarations form that you'll be used to signing with paper forms previously. You'll also see some new COVID-19 specific declarations. Now, the first thing to say about this form is it is a form which is used by all clubs. Different clubs have slightly different requirements, but on this first release, we just ask that you go through and fill in all the boxes, even when they're not necessarily appropriate to your particular event or class. This will be will allow the update of the RevUp system in the background for your club, and will save the staff there a massive amount of time compared to just, for example, filling in a PDF and emailing it back to them. I'm sure you're aware a lot of the staff have been furloughed and they're under immense pressure to get these first race meetings up and running. So if you can assist by filling this form out, just taking your time before submitting it, it will make things much, much easier for them. For example, we need to fill in all boxes, even if you choose no to this question, the first question on the box. Obviously there isn't a test if it is no, but for this first release, we just ask you using capitals to fill in N/A and do this for all the boxes. So we can scroll down now or press the tab key and we'll see the next lot of boxes that we need to fill in. The system should automatically fill in the make and model from your booking entry and the class, your race number, etc. Other boxes though, please just fill in, and what you'll find is next time you sign in, it will remember this information, your helmet for example, and bring all that information through, fire extinguishers and the like. But for the moment, please just fill in NA or the actual appropriate information. So if your particular club, you don't need a passport, competition, car, logbook number, some of the older class might, then just stick in N/A. The same applies here. Expiration date, we ask you to fill in dates in this format on this first release. So day/month/year, or if not applicable, again, NA. So just work your way through these fields. If restraint isn't required, put in NA, and obviously the future version, once you put NA in here, it'll fill in model and approval standard with NA as well. But for this first release, please just type in N/A and just work your way through these boxes. Just to make this quick, I'm going to put NA in all of these. But as much information as you can get in here, so if you do have this information, please put it in, because this will automatically be forwarded through to the scrutineers, and it will ensure that you can enter the meeting. There'll be less delays for the scrutineers as they go through, because they will all be looking at new ways of doing things as well. Your competitor information should be filled in, but double check your next of kin. Put in the club, which again will probably be filled in on later versions. If there's a separate entrant, choose yes, and you will find a different additional fields pop up. Otherwise, choose no. And then finally, fill in, depending on which of these options you filled in, fill in the competitor name. This is in lieu of a signature. So even though this competitor is Anthony W. Marler, please just fill in the name again. It just confirms that you as a competitor agree to this declaration. So Anthony Marler. If there's an entrant, parent, guardian, also fill those in. So before you click the sign on button, just go back and just check that you've filled in NA in all the boxes, including this one here. Now I'm going to take one out here. You'll see it reminds me required, but if I try to sign on, I'll get the message saying fields are required. So just go back, you should see the boxes that you've missed. Fill them in, N/A again, uppercase only please, on this first release. Click sign on. Signed on successfully, and you'll now see it's told you that you signed on. So as I said, this first release will be improved, and hopefully the next time you sign on, some of those fields will be filled in, and some of the logic, such if you do no for a certain box, will automatically fill in the other boxes for you. But just please, on this first release, take your time and just fill in the boxes, click sign on, and we should find that it actually all gets put through to the club correctly. Thanks for your help.